What's up? Welcome back to the Sports Hernia channel. I am going to be going over probably one of the most important, if not the most important consideration that you're going to have to be thinking about, that you need to be aware about when it comes to sports hernia surgery. Specifically, what type of surgery to get, what procedure to get, where to get it, who to get it done by. And that central issue revolves around getting mesh or having a tension-free suture approach, the minimal approach, coined and designed by Muschweck, which is a female doctor in Germany. And she came to the States a few years ago and did conferences in Florida and basically taught this suture-free, or this tension-free suture approach. That's what I personally had done by Dr. Boyarsky in New Brunswick, New Jersey at Rutgers. However, I've been told, I'm not sure if this is a fact, I've been told that he's no longer performing this surgery, so you have to find another location to get this done if you want to go the minimal approach way. So let's talk about mesh. One of the most famous doctors, actually I'm not even going to mention his name because I might get in trouble if I mention his name, but anyways, he's a very famous doctor, and he basically, you know, he uses mesh, that's all he does. And the thing with this injury is, let me back up a little bit, give you a little bit of my background. I had this injury for about a year and just had it, you know, kept getting incorrectly diagnosed. If you have this injury, you're probably 100% aware and familiar with this. And so, you know, leading up to that, I was doing a lot of self-research, you know, really just diving into the web, finding anything and everything that I could find on sports hernia, whether that was medical doctrine, whether that was news articles on some athlete, whether that was some random crappy video I could find on YouTube. I just really dove down and searched. And one of the things that I found in that search was a thread on a forum called Let's Run. And people, you know, just through reading this forum, it's probably the biggest thread I've ever read, hundreds of pages for this one forum thread. And, you know, anecdotally, this is very important, anecdotally, I have no scientific information specific about mesh. Now, I do have about suture approach, and I'll get to that. But anecdotally, I've just seen a lot of people get the mesh done and then not have a successful outcome in the end for the long term. And so, you know, that just really made me eerie of mesh at all, and it makes me eerie of mesh, period, for the injury. Really, when you just look at it from kind of, you know, common sense approach, do you think putting mesh in an area of your body that needs maximum elasticity is a good idea? Probably not. Your groin, your hip region is such a dynamic region of your body that just moves in so many different directions. So many muscles are, you know, involved in your posterior chain, that if you're putting mesh in that area, it's not going to be able to hold up just from the sheer, you know, like I said, elasticity required and necessary for that area. All right, now let's talk about the alternative to mesh, which I've already mentioned, which is the tension-free suture approach. Again, developed by Muschweck in Germany and then spread, you know, through her teachings and her training. Okay, so what is the surgery? What is the procedure? Okay, so we know what mesh is. They put mesh inside you to reinforce the area. Got it. What this is they basically go in and, you know, understanding the injury, what it is it's a posterior inguinal wall deficiency. And so the posterior part is key in this term. It's the reason why there's no bulge like a traditional hernia, because it's posterior inguinal wall. And so what they do is they take your own material from that area and they basically double it over and sew it, essentially. Sew that area to strengthen it using the surrounding tissue. Now, my experience with the recovery, with the surgery, with everything. So leading up into the surgery, I was extremely nervous because honestly, you know, just so many horror stories about people getting the surgery and then it being worse, and then they get more surgeries and now they're even worse. And I just really didn't want that, because I want to have a successful powerlifting career. I want to be successful in my strength and athletic endeavors. So that was very scary to me. But I went ahead and I moved forward with this minimally invasive approach, the suture approach. And after doing a lot of research, and I followed religiously the rehabilitation protocol, which is in the description. It's going to be the very first link. And I followed that religiously. And after about 3 months, I was finally to the point where I could start re-entering my strength training. Now, I previously mentioned in this video about the fact that, anecdotally, I felt that mesh was an inferior option based on what I'd seen and read. And I also said that I didn't have any information on that statistically, but I do have stats on psuedo-research procedure, this tension-free suture approach. And it is outlined in the PDF document in medical doctrine that I'm going to be. It's going to be the second link. So if you click on that second link, you're going to be able to scroll through that and you can see the success results of people that get this style of solution to the sports hernia, that get that minimally invasive suture approach. And the results are really incredible, super high percentage of chance. I'm going to go ahead and let you check that out. So moral of the story, if you're going into sports hernia surgery, this could be the absolutely #1 thing that needs to be on your mind. Are you going to get the mesh? Are you going to get the suture approach? Well, now you know what I think, and I've given you that extensive, huge guide on the sports hernia. If you haven't checked that out, seriously, you're missing out. It goes on everything that you can possibly want to know. On top of that, I'm going to put in that scientific medical doctrine as the second link, so you can go ahead and check that out from the source itself. Anyways, thanks again for watching. You know what to do. Comment, like, share, subscribe, and also, more importantly really, if there's something that you want to know about sports hernias, let me know. Leave a comment below. Say, hey John, I want you to do this video, and I'll knock it out for you and get it up. Thanks a lot guys, I'll see you in the next episode.